Hello, Adam. Welcome to the edge. It is not the end of the world, but you can see it from here.
Eliza? What are you doing here?
It is my job to monitor and report on the news, Adam. Before Darrow smothered everything with his signal, the whole world was tuned into this place, including me.
The broadcast. I have to stop it.
I know. Please, come closer. Do you know where we are, Adam? We are at the fulcrum point, when society lies in the balance. Hugh Darrow hoped to tip the scales one way, by telling the world everything you already know. About the biochip, the Illuminati, everything. He believed knowing the truth would convince mankind to abandon research into human enhancement technologies forever.
It would certainly give them reason to fear it.
Indeed. Darrow's confession is ready to send. If you want, I can wideband it across all media as soon as you shut down the signal. Everything you worked so hard to uncover will be exposed. But only if you deactivate the broadcast using this control. However, if you desire, I can alter Darrow's message. Conceal the creation of the biochip while putting in new content.
Content blaming the humanity front, like Sarif suggested.
The organization has already admitted to harboring terrorists. It would be easy to convince people they turn to biological warfare in a more desperate attempt to get rid of augmented people.
But why? What would that achieve?
In time, it could shift the focus of hatred onto people whose prejudices are seen as too extreme, leaving corporations free to experiment with human evolution as they desire. But if you want me to perform this edit for you, you must disengage the signal and activate the video edit function from here. Alternatively, Darrow's message can be adjusted to erase all mention of the power group known as the Illuminati. I can report that lack of proper regulation allowed vast quantities of neuropozyne to become contaminated prior to reaching the market.
Taggart's preference. You think the world will buy a made-up story about neuropozyne poisoning?
You might be surprised by what people believe. I can convince them. And having experienced the negative effects of corporate negligence firsthand, a majority of people might force the world to place harsh restrictions on all human enhancement research. But only if you disengage the signal and activate the video edit function from here. Of course, there is another option. This passage leads to Panchaea's pressure regulation controls. Destroy them and the installation will cave in on itself, overwhelmed by the weight of the ocean pressing against it. Everyone inside the structure will die.
That's a solution?
No one will be left to tell the world what happened, Adam. Nobody will be able to spin the story.
Including me.
The choice is yours. Do you believe you have the wisdom to choose an appropriate future for mankind? Or do you trust mankind to find the answers on its own?
So I've been thinking about this for a few days, to be honest with you guys. And having watched that all back, I believe that it's best if we don't go with Darrow, Sarif, or Taggart's option. We destroy this place and we let society figure out what happened on its own. I think that telling them the truth is too overwhelming and it's going to cause too much havoc. I think that lying about it from both perspectives is not the right way to do it. I think the only fitting thing to do is to bring down this entire place and end things that way. That's what I believe to be the case. So that's what I'm going to do. It's been a fun ride, Jensen. It's been a fun ride.
If you do this, the world will be left with questions and may never reach a consensus. Are you sure this is your choice?
I have faith.
We have little time left, Adam. And might I say, it has been a pleasure.
Do I trust mankind to save itself? That's what Eliza was asking. The truth is, I don't know. After everything I've seen, all the fighting and the chaos around me, I only know what I want to believe. Somehow, human decency will triumph. These past few months, I've faced many life-threatening situations. I could have given up many times, but my need to know the truth, to uncover the secrets that others were hiding, and to survive, forced me to keep on going. Most of the time, I tried to keep my values in mind, knowing my actions did not have to harm others. I held on to my humanity, resisting the urge to abuse power or resources in order to meet my goals. And in the end, I got the job done. But does this mean I have the right to choose for everyone? No. Because it isn't up to me. It isn't up to Darrow, Sarif, or Taggart either. Ordinary men and women will have to decide together what course mankind should take. The kind of people who time and time again have picked and chosen the future in highly practical ways, slowing change when it's negative, speeding it up when it's good. Can they do it again? I don't know. But I do know I'm not about to let anyone in this station, myself included, stand in their way.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Deus Ex Human Revolution has come to a finale, so believe it or not. That's been one of the more enjoyable games that I've ever played. I would play that game again in a heartbeat if I had all the time in the world. And I can without a doubt say that I'll be going through this again at some point. Probably trying to do like an all stealth run. I think that would be the way that I would try to make it happen. Like completely undetected, like pacifist or whatever they call it. I think that would be a really cool challenge, and if you're not recording it and all that, I think that just taking your time through it would be really, really cool. I think that we probably did a pretty good job of exploring as much as possible. I don't think there's anything too major that I missed out on. I feel really, really good about that. I'm proud to live in the city that developed this game, and wow, this game was literally took hold of a big chunk of my life for a couple months. I've really enjoyed it. I got to play it almost every day for quite a while, and I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. There wasn't one time where I was bored or anything like that. I thought the gameplay was fun. I thought the story was fantastic. I thought that the first, I'd say 2/3 of the story were more straightforward to follow, and then the last third I thought was a little bit more convoluted, a little bit more difficult to follow. You really had to pay attention, and I actually enjoyed that. I think they did a good job building it up as they went, so really enjoyed it. This ending I felt was particularly in line with the way that I would handle things if I were in the situation, and I totally agree. It's not right for one person to decide what everyone else should think, regardless of who you are, whether you're Taggart, Sarif, Jensen, Obama, Bush, you know what I mean? Like, anybody. I think that it's important that everybody has their own views and finds things out in their own way, and that's why I went with this option. So, I really enjoyed that. I will let the credits roll, and I imagine there's probably something at the end, if I know anything about Deus Ex. Which, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but stay tuned as well. I will be doing the other endings and just kind of posting some of my thoughts about them as I run through it. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for the support. For such an old game, I am incredibly happy that people are still willing to watch these videos on a daily basis. And you know what? I did this series totally for me. This was all selfishly. This was for me. I've wanted to play this for so long. I wanted to take my time with it. I wanted to do it my own way, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. Probably my favorite series on my channel that I've ever done. It's the one I put the most effort into, and the one that I've enjoyed the most, I'd have to say. BioShock Infinite, absolutely amazing. Not quite done yet, but absolutely a phenomenal game as well. So this and that game, those series are two very, very good series that I'm proud of on my channel. But this one I'd have to say I put the most amount of work into, and I'm probably the most proud of. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. My name is ChristopherOdd, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.
You worry too much, Morgan. There's nothing we can't manage given time. She's here. I have to cut this short. Keep going through the wreckage. Maybe we'll find something we can use for the Morpheus initiative. Come in. Dr. Reed. We're so pleased you decided to join us.
Where else could I go?
No regrets, my dear. As Ariadne told Theseus before he entered the Minotaur's labyrinth, always forward, never left or right. You'll be very interested in our current project. We're breaking new ground.
Yes, the nanite virus chimera is quite intriguing. I'm looking forward to seeing the hybrid project up close, Mr. Page.
And
Jesus.
so you shall. But please, call me Bob.
Oh! No way! Oh, listen to the music! That's fantastic! Yes!